I'd like to introduce you to one of my favorite models in the whole Purple Stories smorgasbord of leadership help. And that is related and inspired by Patrick Lencioni's book, 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. We call that the pyramid of trust. Now, you can't avoid trust in business, and you certainly can't avoid trust in any Purple Story content. We think it is like the fundamental piece of high-performing teams and great leadership. And what Lencioni did in all of his research was he looked at what really made high-performing teams high-performing. But he looked at it from the really interesting perspective of what dysfunctional teams looked like. I'm going to take you through his pyramid of trust right now and build up the layers that he found were common in the most high-performing teams. At the very, very base of the pyramid is trust. And what Lencioni found was that in dysfunctional teams, there was a complete absence of trust in that team. No one really knew each other. No one really knew each other enough to trust each other, to understand each other, to know where someone was coming from. He found this was the biggest underminer of performance in a team, wherever he looked. If there was no trust, nothing else really happened with any sustainability. Any old team could fluke a result here and there, but truly high-performing teams can sustain performance time and time and time again. And the catalyst for that was trust. The next layer on the pyramid was conflict or challenge. And what Lencioni found was there was a complete fear of conflict in dysfunctional teams. So conversely, high-performing teams don't worry about conflict. They lean into conflict. They lean into challenge. And you know why? Because they trust each other. The trust in each other allows them to work through a problem, challenge it, ask awkward questions, really get into the nitty-gritty, so that actually, as a team, they get to the right answer. There's a massive myth about teams that great teams are all happy, clappy, wonderful, lovely places. Let me tell you, the very, very best teams love to challenge each other, love to challenge an issue, because they know that by doing that, they'll get to the right outcome. So, you need the base of trust to be able to properly challenge each other. The next layer on the pyramid is commitment, or we like to call it belief. If you've built trust, if you can challenge the hell out of the topic or the problem that you're working on, when you walk out that door as individuals and as a team, you can commit to what it is you've agreed because you have a sense of team belief. You've worked it through. You've asked the questions. Now, you might not have got your way, but the very act of working it through means you can go, okay, we're here as a team. I'm going to do my bit for that, right? Moving forward. How many times have you seen teams splinter after an argument in a boardroom or around a table, and they walk out of the room and someone asks a question about the thing you've all just agreed, and someone will say, yeah, not my idea. I'm not really sure about that. Now that is going to ruin the impact of that right from the get-go. High-performing teams don't have that. They've built that layer of trust, they've challenged it to pieces until they get to the right place, and then they believe in it and can commit to it. The fourth layer on the pyramid comes down to accountability. Doing your bit that's needed to make that thing work for the team. You've built trust. You've challenged each other. You've agreed on a course of action and you show belief in that and commitment to it, and then you take accountability for your actions and behavior to go and deliver that. That's what high-performing teams do. They take accountability. They don't walk out of the room and go, yeah, that was Sid's idea, not mine. We'll see how it goes. The minute you give a message like that, the minute you start to undermine it, the minute the team falls apart. High-performing teams take accountability as individuals and as a collective. The tippity top of the pyramid is where results come in. And in particular, paying attention to results. After you've built trust, after you've challenged, after you've built belief and committed to something and taken accountability, at this point, high-performing teams put their attention onto the results that they're getting. Not at the beginning, not driven by the results at the start. They understand that you have to build up the layers to hit the results. A lot of time in business today, it's where a lot of people start. Now, we would highlight as the danger zone. Any Kenny Loggins fans out there will know that is a soundtrack to problems, right? The danger zone. We like the green zone. Trust, conflict, belief. This is where you need to put your time and effort. Time and effort. Oh, well, we don't have that. That's why we go up the top for results, right? It's quicker to get to results. It might be quicker, gang, but it is a short road to flipping up and flipping down results. Flipping up results, fluking something, coming back down again. Sustainability is the key. Sustainability comes from working your way up the pyramid and then focusing on results. Now, here's the interesting thing. Conversely, the amount of time you put in the bottom layers building trust, the more sustainable, the more potential the results come at the top of the triangle, right? If you concentrate at the very top without having a strong base, those results will be short-lived, not sustainable, and probably not repeatable. So whilst it might feel intuitive to get straight into the results because we have time, no. Spend your time at the bottom, build up a solid foundation, and then ultimately the results will start to take care of themselves on a sustainable basis. That is the pyramid of trust.